Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode, we'll have the opening game of the season against Granoia and, of course, recap the signings that we have made. If you haven't checked the run into last season where we pushed Real Madrid all the way to win the title, go and check that out because we had crazy runs, a crazy extra time period in the Spanish Cup final, in all of that, and there was for large periods where it looked like we were going to win the title. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case, but go and check it out because it was a pretty cool run. With that being said, and if you watch the last 4 or 5 episodes leading up to this, you'll know the signings that I'm basically about to go through. But just in case this is your first episode or that you just go to this episode because you want to see signings, we're about to go through all of it as well. I will note it is the 20th of July. Yes, most of our signings we did make very early on, but there's been a little bit that's been going on behind the scenes that I'm about to recap. I've also just gone live on Twitch, so links down below to come follow that, and this is going to serve as a recap for you guys watching on Twitch as well. While I've been having my coffee and my evening dinner, there's been a bit going on as the game's trying to dismantle our squad. First things first, let's go into the signings here. So the new signings, if my game lets me go into here, right, and we go back a year, we go to exactly where they all come in. Very easily put and very easily done. Firstly, Tyrone officially joined us, 88 mil. The board gave me 120 mil out of nowhere. Weren't expecting him signing Tyrone. He's this 88 mil of our life. He's got 5-star potential as a deeper line playmaker on support. He's an absolute GOAT, very elite, very physical coming up and down, left, right and centre. He's got great mentals and great technicals, and he's only going to get better at 22, so he's fantastic, and he's going to just be an absolute machine for us as well. Next on that list, if we have a look at that list there as well, is Okafor. I have decided to make the educated decision of I want pace and I want height at the back four. He's also got his marking up to 15. He's run home in the last 5 or 6 episodes or 4 episodes that you watch. His name is a constant of how good he's been. He's in not just to be a backup left back, he's in to be the starting centre back, and we've got him a partner as well that is quite tall that we did sign early on as well. But as a great player, still has that potential to be world class. If he hits his potential, he's going to be an absolute immense player for us. And I just think it just made no sense for 19 mil, considering he's already worth 60, to sign him. It's a pretty good spot to be in. Next on the list, you guys know already, Jude Bellingham is the guy that we did sign on big money on a free. He's coming into place of Gundo Volante on support. You put in this guy alongside Tyrone, and you've got one of the best midfields in world football. He's still elite, he's still fantastic. He did have a major injury at the start of last season, but he ended up still playing 26 games and 23 starts at 7.5. He's been a massive fixture for Newcastle. So to pick him up in a league that's slightly slower, where he can still dominate, I think he's fantastic. You're going to let Tyrone play deeper lying and Bellingham be his normal box-to-box, and if his physical start to wane, which shouldn't really happen, he's got 17 natural fitness and he's mentally just so good, that if that's the case, we can obviously move him to deeper lying and move Tyrone back to Segundo Volante, because that's where he's played the last couple of years for us. But there we go. Lucky last, the brand new centre-back that we have here as well was Lucas Bordalo. Now, Lucas Bordalo we signed because João Victor, being Brazilian, only needed to be here for 3 years according to the eligibility. You saw it in the episode. And the reason we're signing him, João Victor is becoming Spanish as of this season. And that has created some issues here. Now, Luca Bordalo is the reason why we signed him. He's 6'6", so he's a man mountain. He's also a bit of a better defender than Okafor, and a bit better, in actually putting headers on target. And at 21, coming into our comp and now into the La Liga from Brazil, he's going to be playing at a much better level, which is going to help him develop. That is for sure, and it's going to help him develop quite a lot. There's also a lot of 12s and 13s, and there's a world where all his physicals are 15 plus at 6'6". He's got to become quite elite physically. He's also going to get the marking and positioning more than likely up to 15 by the time he's done, because that's what we're going to work. And his decision making could get there too. And there is a world where we could see most of these stats that are all highlighted here being 15 plus, which would make him an elite centre back. So with that being in mind, I brought him in, 21 years of age. He's, of course, is foreign to the league, and that's going to create some issues here. As you can see straight away, it says that it's 711 days. So what's the issue, Damien? What's going on? João Victor, since this has all come through, now has apparently got 15 days left, but the game then just told me just before that, no, he has to be here for 5 years. It was weird. The game said he was completed. Then the game said, no, he's got to be here for 5 years. Players outside of 18 must be here for 5 years. And the game's gone back to saying that he's here for 15 days. I was like, we're in trouble, if that's the case, because that leaves me 4 foreign players. So I actually listed Victor up because he's unhappy at the club. No one wanted a bar of him. We had a couple of loans come in for him for a season, which I was tempted to do as well. But as a backup defensive midfielder, he is fantastic. And I don't particularly want to lose him. Now, if I lose Joe Victor, so be it. There is, of course, another foreign player. And, well, we've got a big out, and there's more outs coming. And that is Song. Now, I wasn't intending of selling Song. And he's only been transferred since this bid's come in for from Watford. 42 mil up front, which is big money for a guy that, look, let's be honest, he's underperformed massively in his first year. He started to come good towards the back end of last season. My main issue is he's a little bit short and just doesn't do just enough there on the left-hand side. But he's a very good player, and I didn't want to really sell him. Yeah, big money. I accepted it, and it's too late to turn this all down now as well. We lifted him out for 60, 70 million PSG, and that didn't want a bar of it for that amount of money. He's ended up choosing that he wants to go to Watford anyway. So look, we're happy to sell, and that frees up the foreign spot here. Now, if Joe Victor now turns around and the game is glitched out, and then all of a sudden I've sold my best left winger, I'll be livid. However, it's not official, but we've already found a backup. And this would be the other signing of the window, and then we need to find a backup keeper, and we're pretty much done, which I'll just recap at the start of the game. It would be Laurent Riviere. Now, he's a French 19-year-old who's already 2.5 star. Like Campo, world beater, but unlike Campo, can play on the left and is fantastic. I would play him as an inside forward on attack instead of an inverted winger. Have a look how good he is at 19 years of age. Mentally fantastic. Physically 13s plus, which is massive, and 6 foot. So for backstick headers, he's going to be superb. You know what this means? We've got ourselves a world beater. He's requested at the moment on transfer for 52 mil. Now, I don't particularly have 52 mil to spend right now, and I can't really risk another club coming in. So I'll put 23 mil up front. 28 mil over 3 years, which is 9.3 mil out of each of our future transfers. That's fine. 8 mil if he plays 50 games. That's going to happen. We're going to have to give him 8 mil at some stage. 20 games if he plays for France, we give him 5. That might not happen for the whole entire save. We also give him 1.5 mil if we win the Spanish Cup, 2 mil if we win the First Division, we give him 1 mil if we win the Champions League plus 30% of percentage of profit. So yeah, look, it says 69 mil Kappa, but it's probably going to be about the 60-65 mark, which for a player like this is fantastic. And if you guys have watched me long term on YouTube or on Twitch, you guys know that I segregate the development of players at the younger ages, at what age they are and what the stats get to 15 plus. And anything 15 or more is fantastic. The most we ever had was Nildo with 22. We've had a couple of players with 21. Even in this save, we've had a couple of players with 21, which are fantastically world class. Like, oh my goodness, you are a world beater. We may not see him ever hit the top range of his potential because we've only got 4 seasons left, but we will see him hit 4-star by the time we're done here, that's for sure. Already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stats of 15 plus at 19. Anything as a 19-year-old 12 plus for me gets to 15 at 12 plus, all right? So we're looking at already got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Jumping reach is a little bit hard, so we'll leave it off. 19, 20, 21. There's potential for 21 stats. A lot of these stats are 13 or 14. There is a world where all these 14 stats are going to be 15 plus by the end of the season. And, well, if he does that, he's going to be elite by the end of the season, because that will get him to basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stats more, which will be 16, 17 total stats of 15 plus at the age of 19, turn 20. Yeah. And by the time he's 22, he's probably going to have all these stats be 15 plus, which is going to be 2021, which would be the last 2 years of this save. We are going to have a very good look at Laurent Riviere. Now, this isn't official. I have to say this, but I had to bring this to you guys at YouTube, and first thing I did on Twitch. We are buying him because we're selling Song, and we're going to move him out there, and we've got everyone in. Lastly, Nyberg's like a new signing. We signed him last year. Anyone that's good enough to play 29 caps for a club that finished, mid-table last season, that finished in 8th, is good enough to come in and play backup left back for me. We've just signed Alberto to a new deal as well. But yeah, this team's looking good. You know, the back two get going. They're going to score a lot of headers. We've got a very good bench as well of players that knows what's going on. You know, when your backup defensive midfielders at Saints, who's been fantastic in this entire season, Joe and Victor, you're in a good spot. And look, if Victor gets a big bid, we'll just sell and we'll buy a very good backup Spanish, defensive midfielder as well. When you got Campo and Petrovic, Robusti, Danny Schmidden, who scored a goal at every 58 minutes in the league last year. Montero is the backup right back, who's a wonder kid as well. You're in a very, very, very good spot. When Tim Stinberg is now moved to being a backup, you are happy. And he's happy to be a squad player as well. So look, we're in a good spot. With that being said, I'm going to see you guys for a game as well here on YouTube shortly. For everyone on Twitch, we've got pre-season to get through, boys. Let's get into it. See you guys in a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back in YouTube. Opening day of the season. It's Granoia at home in a game that we really should be winning quite comfortably here in pre-season. Now, in terms of transfers, as you guys know, Lorient Vieira ended up saying yes. Ready a 3-star winger now. They do say that's as an inverted winger. I just don't see it with 10 crossing. I understand why, because it makes him more creative with the vision and the passing, which, yeah, I get. I'm going to try and play him as an inside forward to begin with, and then we can move him back to inverted if we need to as well. To be fair, with the passing ability, I might actually put him back to that. Anyhow, outside of that, Axel Arangu is your new backup keeper as well. He's a Chilean-Norwegian international, one of those guys from Mould. Could be the next Claudio Bravo. For me, it was just get him in. He's young, he's 19, and he's well-rounded, and he's 6 foot, so when needed, he will play. And that is perfectly fine by me. Outside of that, there's more of your outs. I actually loaned Andre Berg out to Celta Vigo, so he went from being at Getafe, where he's looked very good, to now Celta Vigo, playing in the top flight. There's a world where he comes back next year and is the backup left winger, because the guy from Barca they picked up 1.8 mil is developing out of this world, and it's great to see there too. With that being said, team looks good, team looks complete. Season preview has us like this, finishing third. Jude, Bellingham and Inquisiero get into the Media Dream 11. How are you, Dim? Good to see you. The team itself, they reckon it's lining up like so. Close, but no cigar. It's Radicic, Alberto, Okafor, they got that right. Tyrone definitely not playing in the midfield, Inquisiero. They reckon Saints and Bellingham, obviously Tyrone will be forward. DOPDA, Dogana, Rivieri, and Vera. So me in the game have got it pretty close, but not exactly quite. We're in a very, very good spot. Dim, because you just joined, that's your new left winger, us old song. There you are. Now, without further ado, we're about to get into it. We do have a couple of injuries, unfortunately. DOPDA's not fit, so Campo is going to start. Secondly, unfortunately, Danny got injured in pre-season, so we're going to bring in Kelly to the bench as well. And to be fair, just so I'm not tempted to play DOPDA, I'm going to take him off the bench as well. There is no need here as for this. Now, pre-season, you might be thinking, how did you go, Damien? St. Pauli, we won. Luca Bardello scored from a corner. Ukarech, we won. Okafor scored from a corner. Leeds, we won. Luca Bardello scored from a corner. Atlanta, we won. Luca Bardello scored from a corner. The only game we didn't score from a corner was Galatasaray, where the first team came off after 20 minutes, because that game was 4 days ago. So, out of 4 out of the 5 games that I played in pre-season, one of the 6'5" or 6'6" centre-backs scored from a corner. You know what I'm expecting today? Jude Bellingham corner and one of the boys to score. It would be quite nice. But here we go. The opening day of the season, as we look to hunt down the title. Radicic in net, Inquisiero, Bordalo is out of this world. I think he's going to be fine. Just 6'6" centre back with a 6'5" centre back. Dim is why it's goated. We have got Okafor in there. I think he's going to be out of this world progression wise. There, he's looking to make his good grounds of his potential. Even though we've had some downward stuff there, but that's fine. I am going to start Nygaard. I just think he played 28 games for Villarreal, who won. Who came 8th last season, won a fair few games. And I think with his mentals and his ability to go that bit more forward than what Alberto can, I think we're going to start the 18-year-old. I think he's been capped 8 times from Norway. I'm going to throw him in the deep end. I'm going to give him the first month and a half and see how we go. We've also got Bellingham and Tyrone obviously together. Campo's going to play Dogana, Riviera and his debut with Vera. In terms of how we look to start the season, next episode would be Barcelona. But mercifully, we've got Barcelona, Real Madrid and Hippos all have been split as well, which kind of means that we can go on good periods of runs before we have to play them. This is the sort of stuff that we want to have for us to win the title. Yet again, we get Real Madrid towards the end of the season, which could be the title decider, but it is also fine as well. And yeah, I find corners very inconsistent this season as well, Dim. Just one of the questions we've had on stream here, YouTube. I have been sticking to the near post stuff that's been working for many a season. I find one year we scored 10 goals from corners and one year we scored nothing. The fact I've got two guys that are 6'5" and 6'6", I really do think you need really big height and really towering aerial presence to score from corners this year, which is kind of how it should be like in real life. Anyhow, big game here. The two centre backs for me are the guys that we really want to look at. Concede very minimal goals, score a bit, get them developing. And even if we don't win the league this year, I'm more looking about next season. But here we are, opening day of the season, against a side we should be beating. They do have Thierry, who we did sign for 27 million here, which would have been in last season, which I don't think I recapped. You did sign Thierry Amut, who did come off the bench for me quite a lot for 27 mil here. We unfortunately rejected two bids of 35 mil to go to Leicester and Watford because he didn't want to go to the Premier League, but then accepted 27 mil to go to Granollers, so it's not too bad, it's good money. Anyway, opening day, we're in the black and the white. They're in a reddish colour as well, which is a bit odd. I'll just take a win on the opening day. We've been FM'd on the opening day plenty of times in this save, so hopefully we'll get it. And yeah, away we go. Campo finds Rivieri. First thing he does, finds a ball inside the Vera. Dogana, Rivieri, good ball to Campo. Very well worked. Cuts it. Inquisitor blocked. Vera heads. That's going to be 1-0. In the end, the effort was blocked from Inquisitor, but Vera flicks home. Vera, who scored 33 goals in the league last year, won Golden Boot easily, puts us 1-0 up here on the opening day, and that's exactly where we need to sit. Camper with the ball. Inquisitor's effort. Blocked. Flicked on header. We'll take a 1-0 lead. We don't care that it was a little bit cheesy. And that's exactly what we want to see here to start the season. And yes, Vera definitely did score. Finally got his finishing up to 15 too, by the way. Vera did score 33 goals in 29 games, 28 starts. Mainly helped by the fact from the last game of the last season, which we did not see YouTube, he scored 5 or 6. So, yeah, he scored 6 out of a 7-0 win against Valladolid, who kind of just said, here, have a win. Bellingham corner, here we go. Who's there? Okafor. 4 of the 5 pre-season games, we scored a goal from a corner, and 15 minutes into the season, Okafor, we signed for 19 mil, heads home to score from a corner. Jude Bellingham has an assist on his debut. Okafor has a goal on his official debut as our own player, even though he's been playing here as a loanee, and we lead 2-0. Now all we need to see is Bordalo head one home, and we're in dreamland. But a 2-0, 25 minutes in. Campo looking to press, forces them long. Nygaard in a good area, and we will win with Nygaard heading, putting Tyrone under pressure. Not good there. And a chance for Granollers to come forward. Okafor sweeps up, and that's exactly what we want to see. And here goes Dogana with Rivieri ahead of him. Rivieri looks for Campo. It was a great ball, but he's offside by about 50 million feet, so don't worry. But good from Rivieri. Very good from Rivieri. But unfortunately, Campo is offside here. Also with booking as well early doors and us being quite comfortable in this game. Just going to get stuck in off as well. Good turn, good ball, but everyone offside. So, yeah. Thierry Amut gets his former club. Velez. Good ball to Castro, but picked up by Inquisitor. Of course it is. It's Inquisitor. Tyrone now looking for a ball. Rivieri now. Rivieri, great save. Was apparently offside. It was a great save from the keeper, though. Dominating display first 30 minutes. Dogana, Bordalo, Bellingham, who's captain today because when Saints or Alberto don't play, Bellingham is captain. Bordalo, Tyrone, Bordalo, Jude Bellingham. Good run. Campo gets there. Gets to the top of the box. And he was pulled back there for sure. He was about to get the ball in and was yanked back. And I think Vera's going to have a chance for a second one from the spot. Here we go. For a 3-0 lead. Vera misses the occasional penalty, has to be said, but does score most. And he steps up and puts it inside of the post and in. And that's 3-0, 31 minutes played. Vera has his second of the season. And a very dominating display on the opening day. Put us 3-0 up. That's a very good finish, let's be honest. Boys are looking good. Unfortunately, an injury to Tyrone. Hopefully not a long-term injury. Potential foot injury is probably a twisted ankle because it's the start of the season. We're going to try and keep Saints happy here. We'll get Saints on. I think that's our first move here. Just keep him happy. Or do we get Victor in? Victor's actually now happy to stay. I'm going to get Victor in, actually. So I'm going to make that change. Hopefully not a long-term injury there, that's for sure. Not to Tyrone. Bellingham now, another corner. Bordello, flicked on back to Campo. We're going to cause a lot of danger from corners, aren't we, this year? Bordello with a very good header, back stick. I would rather see him go for goal. Another ball in. No one jumps for that one. Campo. It's a bit everywhere. Won the penalty. Cuts it, but doesn't find Victor, and that's going to be the highlight. Half time, 3-0. Done brilliantly. Start the second half. Mika Marmol comes on. Try and stem the flow here. Boys have played really, really, really well. Jude Bellingham again whips. No one gets up that time. Chance for them on the break. Okafor already back in position. Guy's a tank. Brinberg. Velez. This would be a goal against the run of play. Okafor just 6'6". This ball's not getting past me. Victor thumps one into a channel. That's not going to find Vera or anyone like that. And any ball that comes along with our big height, we should be winning. And Bordello controls it because he's that big. Doesn't even go overhead, he controls it. Nydberg on his debut. Riviera, down he goes. That's probably not a penalty. If it is, Vera's going to have a chance for a hat-trick. Good ball from Nydberg down the channel. Went through the back of Riviera, but he won the ball. Penalty is given, so Vera's going to have a chance for a hat-trick here. And he puts it into the bottom bin, and that is going to be 4-0. A drubbing on the opening day. Exactly what we're after, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. 4-0. Superbness. Very happy. With that being said, at 63rd minute mark, we need to get some people off here and get some people fit and firing. So, Tim's a big player for us. Bordello's going to come off. Riviera's 100% fit already, so we're going to get Robusti in. I think that makes a lot of sense here. Petrovic in for Dogana as well is another big one. We got 4, and we need 1 more. Alberto's probably the one, but Nydberg's not having a good match rating, so I don't want to do that. Nydberg can actually play DM. Interesting. No, I don't want to do that either. Who else would get upset that's not playing minutes? Probably Saints, and that means Okafor will come off, and we'll just put in his very good partnership there. Do that for those two in ball-playing defender. And there we are. So, rotation. Get some people on to keep them happy with their minutes. And, yeah, very happy with that. Set piece, Vera for 5. Whips it. Oh, it's gone top bin. 5-0, 4 goals for Vera. He scored 6 in the last game of the season last year, and he has 4 to open his account this season. It's the Vera show. The Argentinian who's just become Spanish whips one into the top bin. Great free kick, 5-0. Great free kick. It's 5-0. It is superb. It's exactly how you want to start a season. Time ticks away here. Is there going to be one more sting in the tail? It will be. It's Jude Bellingham getting injured. Bellingham gets injured in the 93rd minute. We copped 2 injuries to both midfielders, but we win 5-0. Now we sweat the injuries. Wow. Tyrone's out for 3 months. Bellingham's out for 6 weeks. Wow. And our 2 new midfielders, well, Tyrone's not new, but you know what I mean, are now out for a 2 to 3 month spell, both of them. Well, there you go. broken toe and a broken ankle. On the open day of the season, a broken toe and a broken ankle. Wow. That is gutting. That is stupid. That is annoying. That is ridiculous. What a horrid way to end the episode. We signed the players we want. Everybody looks good. We're in a fantastic position. We have such a world-class team. And then both our world-class midfielders. Oh, yeah, they broke their toe and they broke their ankle. And we're not going to have them now August, September, October. Not till November we're going to have both of them back fit and firing. That is such a pain. That is disgusting. Anyhow, it is what it is. I'm gonna see you guys next time, YouTube. That is horrid. You know what that is? That's the game saying, oh my god, you've built such good squad. You've built such good squad. And I'm saying that on purpose, as in with no English. You're building such good squad, can't handle break ankle. That's what it's saying right there, the game. So that slow us down, allow Madrid and Barca to still get 97 points and beat us. That is ridiculous. Anyhow, it is what it is. I'll see you guys next time. Granura are a bunch of flogs, fucking trying to damage people and break people's legs and that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye.